Hi everyone, welcome to Playwright tutorial. Today in this tutorial, we are going to learn about a important concept in test automation called the page object model. If you want your test scripts to be cleaner, more organized, and easier to maintain, so use page object model. Let's begin. Right click and create pages folder. Right click here, new folder, and create a new folder, pages, and add some file inside this folder. Login.spec.ts. This is one file inside this folder, and create another file, employee.spec.ts. In this tutorial, I will explain about in a detail how you can create these files and add scripts inside login and employee. Now, add another file inside test folder. Right click on test folder, new, and then enter here orange hrm.spec.ts. Now, we have total 3 files: login, employee, and orange hrm. Inside, we will write a script for login, and here we will write a script for employee. Now, open Chrome browser. As you can view, this is login page, and here we need to enter username, password, and then click on login button. So first, we will write a script for login page. Open VS Code and enter here import page, expect from Playwright test, and here enter export class login page. This is class name, and here we will first enter username, password, and login button. Change here page. We need to enter here capital, so error will be gone. Now you can view here error has been gone. First here enter page and page. Now enter username, password, and login button variable name. So here we will use username input first, username input, and then password input, and then login button and semicolon. Now use constructor here, structure, round bracket, and page and page here. Now enter here curly brackets and use here this dot page, because we have here defined page and page alias. This dot page is equal to page and semicolon. This dot username input, first username input is equal to page dot locator, and round bracket. Inside this round bracket, we will define here locator. Open Chrome browser and right click here. This is input field, and input name is equal to username. So we can locate this element by in name, input bracket, name is equal to username, and then semicolon here. Now we will define here this dot password input and enter here locator. Right click here, back, and right click on password field, and here we can locate this element by name. Name is equal to password. So here password. Next thing we need to do here, after locating this element, we need to click on submit button. Right click here and login. This is button, and here we can get by type is equal to submit. This type is equal to submit. Right click here and format document. This dot login button is equal to page dot getter. This is button, so here we will use button, and then enter here bracket. Type is equal to submit. Type is equal to submit. Open VS Code and enter here with double quote submit. Now here we have defined locators, so we can add changes here easily. Async, first go to login page. Go to login page, and then this is for navigating to the URL. Use here await this dot page dot go to is used for open the URL. We will define base URL in configuration file. Open configuration file, and here we can use here base URL. Open this one, and this is base URL. We will define this base URL in configuration file. Enter here. Save this file and open this login file. Enter path here, because we have already defined base URL in configuration file. Slash and then enter path here. This is for open the URL. After opening this URL, we need to enter username and password. So here we will use async login username. First username, this is string, and second one is password string. Inside this block, we will use this variable name. As you can view here, we define username input, password input, and then login button. Await this dot username input dot fill. We want to enter some text in username field, so here we will use this variable name username. Await this dot password input dot fill. I will show you how we can enter the data in a separate file. For now, enter this variable password and then click on login button. Await this dot login button dot click. We want to click on this login button, so here we will use click method. Enter username, password, and then click on login button. Now we have defined our locators in a separate file. After login, what we need to do, we need to verify dashboard should be displayed. Verify login success. Await, here we will use assertion await, expect this dot page dot to have URL. Let's check what URL will be displayed after login. Enter here admin and then enter password here admin 123 and then click on login. Open this URL and this slash dashboard should be displayed in a URL. Enter here slash dashboard slash. Now save this file, and inside this employee page, first we will import expect bracket expect page comma expect from Playwright test. Now create a class export class employee page curly bracket. Enter here page. First letter should be capital, so here we will enter page. Page is equal to page, and then after login we need to click on this menu. Click on this menu and click on add. So right click here, inspect. This is span data, and this span has text is equal to, click on this one, PIM. Open VS Code, in menu, and semicolon. Then we need to click on this add employee. So right click here and we can locate this element by has text is equal to add employee. Right click here, inspect, and this button text is add. First we will define variables. So open VS Code and enter here add employee menu. First click on add employee menu, click on this one and enter first name and last name, and then click on save button. As you can view here, we can enter first name, last name, and then click on save button. First name, semicolon, last name, semicolon, and then click on save button. Constructor, round bracket, page, and then use here page. Curly brackets. Inside this curly bracket, this dot page is equal to page. This dot, first click on this menu, is equal to page dot locator. Right click here and this menu, inspect, and this is span which contains text is PIM. First span has dash text, round bracket, inside this round bracket double quote, and then enter this text which is PIN. Now we will click on this. After clicking on this one, we need to click on add, this add button. So here right click, inspect, this is button and it contains add. So we can locate this element by this text. Right click here, inspect, and this button contains add. Click on this one, this is add button. Open VS Code and enter here this dot add employee menu is equal to page dot locator, round bracket, and then enter here a anchor deck has dash text, and this text is add. Enter here round bracket and then enter here add. Remove spaces, same as well. You need to remove spaces here. Circle. Now enter first name, last name, and then click on save button. This dot first name is equal to page dot locator. Click on add. After clicking on add, right click here on first name. This is input and name is equal to first name. So we can locate this element by name. Input bracket name is equal to first name, and then enter here bracket. We need to enter here closing bracket. Copy this one for enter last name. This dot last name, and then click on save button. Dot save button. Let's change here value. Right click last name and copy this text which is last name. Enter here last name and then click on save button. This is button and has text is equal to save. Remove all this one. Enter here button has dash text, and this text contain is save. Enter save. Now we have successfully defined here our locators. Right click here and format document. After defining these locators, we need to enter data in first name and last name field. Async add employee and employee first name, which is string, and second is last name string, curly brackets. First, we will click on this menu, which is PIM. Click on this menu. Await this dot in menu dot click and then click on add. Await this dot add employee menu, add employee menu dot click. We need to make some changes here. As you can view here, we define add employee menu, and here we define add employee menu. So here we will use this dot add employee menu dot click. Click method is used for clicking, and then enter first name and then enter last name. Await this dot first name dot fill first name. As you can view here, we define this variable name, which is first name string, last name string. Await this dot last name dot fill last name. Last name, and then click on save button. Await this dot save button dot click method. Now we will use this pages inside this test file. So here first import import test from Playwright test and import these pages. First page is login and second page is employee. Import curly brackets, enter class name is login page. As you can view here, class is login page, from page is login. Now import employee page, from pages employee dot spec test dot describe orange. This is test name orange HRM demo, comma, round brackets, and then callback function. Enter here test name, which is test login. First is login and add new employee, comma, async, and define pages, round bracket, curly bracket, page, and then callback function. Const login page, first is login page is equal to new login page, and then page. First navigate to the URL and then use class name, which is employee page. Const employee page is equal to new, and then use this class name, which is employee page, round bracket, page. Step 1 here, login. First is login. So here we will use await login page dot go to. As you can view here, inside this we define go to login page. So here we will use await login page dot go to login page. We do not need to define here URL because we have already defined URL inside this file. This is path, and Here we define base URL. First, navigate to this URL and then enter username and password. Login page dot login and then enter username and password. Login, enter some text here, admin, and then enter password. Password is admin123. After enter password, what we need to do, we need to add employee and then enter first name and last name. As you can view here, inside this file we write some assertion, verify login success, and this dashboard should be displayed in the URL. So we will use here await login page dot verify login success, and step 2, add employee. Await employee page dot add employee and then enter name, first name, and then enter last name, SQA World. Remove this spaces, format document, right click here, format document, and we can run the test. As you can view here, we enter here locators for username, password, and for login button. This is URL. Here we define path and then fill username, password, and then click on login button. We use this method inside this file. As you can view here, await login page dot go to login page and use this method login, enter admin123, and then add employee. Right click here and format document, click on view and then click on terminal. After clicking on terminal, write command here npx playwright test, enter this file name which is orange hrm, add some spaces here, orange hrm dot spec dot ts, had it project chromium, and then click on enter. Running test, it will navigate to this URL, open this URL, enter username, password, and then click on login button. Open URL, click on login button, and then it will click on this PIM menu, enter first name, last name, and then click on add button. As you can view, test passed successfully. It's run too fast. You can add some weight here. So that's our for today tutorial on page object model. Benefits of using page object model: any change in the UI requires updating only in the page class. If you need to make some changes, so you just need to open this file and make changes inside. Reusability: you can reuse page classes across multiple tests. In page object model, you can reuse page classes and it reduces code duplication. Common actions are written once and used everywhere. That's all for today's tutorial on page object model. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SQF World for more automation tutorials. See you in the next video.